Welcome back to Rancheria Trailhead. No day hiking today. I got my full backpack on. We're headed to Tehipite Valley today. Actually, tomorrow. I'm going to try to camp near Hay Meadow, where I'm hoping there will be water. Then tomorrow it'll be a hopefully fun trip down into Tehipite Valley for the day. I actually saw somebody pull up and someone took off with a day pack, though I doubt I'll catch up to him, but you never know. First time I've seen somebody else at this trailhead. Uh-oh, they took the map down. Good thing I know where I'm going. Just crossed over what I have marked as Rancheria Hill on my GPS. It's kind of a high point locally. Or just a milestone on the grind in or out. Nothing really substantial. But I think now we're going to begin the descent to, I think it's Little Rancheria Creek. This is encouraging. This little stream doesn't show up on my GPS data, yet it still has decent flow. The creek near Hay Meadow does show up on the GPS data, so hopefully it'll have even more flow. First trail junction. That sign looks brand new. That's the way I exited from Blue Canyon trip. And this is the way I'm going today. Plenty of water at this stream crossing. This might make a good spot to fill up on water before heading home. This is the one I said was Little Rancheria Creek. Didn't really remember this junction from Blue Canyon, but I've marked it on my GPS, so maybe I saw it last year on Tehipite Valley. That's where I came from. And that's where it says is the Crown Valley Trailhead. That way. About the same mileage, but more elevation gain. This is the exciting forest I've been hiking through for a while. Not too much to see, that's why I don't shoot much going through here. Still, it's nice to be in a forest instead of a big city. Now entering the wilderness. And yes, I do have a permit today. This is Cabin Creek, also flowing nicely. Now I believe there's a short little climb I have to do. This was somewhat annoying. Looks like that tree broke off over there and landed right in the middle of the trail. Ended up going way around here through some trees. But now I'm moving again. And this is what I call Crown Hill. It's the high point on the way out to Tehipite Dome. And it should be the high point of my trip this weekend. I'm going to try and take a little rest on those rocks over there. We're heading on down this way. Here's this junction. Still spelled wrong, I think. Looks like it heads down that way. Almost 180 degrees to where I'm going. There's Crown Rock and Wet Meadow. Haven't had too many problems with mosquitoes yet. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. Spanish Lake Junction. You can see a trail going down that way. It's kind of hard to see. Down we go further. Almost missed this one. I really can't see any trail going off this way. Should be coming to Crown Valley pretty soon. This stretch of trail is probably the worst uphill I'll be encountering on the way back. Hopefully I'll be coming by when it's nice and early and cool. That's the Crown Valley station there. Don't know if it's still in use or not. This is the creek crossing where I stashed my Gatorade last year on the way to Tehipite Dome. It was a good spot. It's kind of at the bottom of this big climb I was complaining about earlier. Stopped here for lunch. Strange how I made it all the way down to Crown Creek 3 years ago to have lunch. Bet I was either moving faster or I just ate lunch later. Now time to pack up again and head out. Okay, I've finally reached my turnoff. Right here by this cow camp. Johnson's cow camp. There's Crown Rock again. I think you might need a rope to get to the very top of that one. Alright, to Tehipite Valley we go. There's the other junction to the Geraldine Lakes. Wasn't too hard to spot. This trail sure deteriorated quickly. The big old tree down across the trail up there. I took a big detour around the top of the tree where it fell over here. On the way back though I might explore going around to the right. There's another tree up above that'll make that not trivial either. This stream is flowing pretty well. I think this is coming out of the Geraldine Lakes. It was just a couple minutes after that big detour I had to take. It's like a pretty big washout from this stream when it gets really high. There's a nice little meadow over here too. Not Hay Meadow yet. That's where I'm hoping to go. Hopefully it'll be as nice as this one and have a nice spot for me to camp. This Geraldine Creek is looking pretty lively. The good news is it's going to empty into Crown Creek upstream of Silver Spray Falls, which means it'll be this much bigger, which is a double-edged sword for me. On the one side I want it to look great, but on the other side I'd like to get across the creek after the falls so I can go up and see Blue Canyon Falls. So I want it big and pretty, but not too big. Yeah, look at little Geraldine go. She's way down there now. I think I'm in the burn zone from the Tehipite fire back in 2008. Another stream on my GPS and another stream with decent flow. This will be joining with Geraldine Creek here just down the way. And look what else I spotted out here. See that red? That's a lot of snowflowers. I just counted 15. That might be some kind of a record. Saw a lot on the way in too, but here and there. And they were barely out of the ground. There's another stream crossing. Third one since I left the main trail. Snowflowers haven't let up either. A few more of them over there. Saw another big cluster too, but I can't see it now. Yep, fire definitely came through here. Although not all the trees burned to die. Burned to death, I should say. Looks like the buckthorn is coming back in abundance. With no competition from the trees. Starting to crowd the trail a little bit. Which has been pretty good after that initial issue with the fallen tree. Stream number 4. A lot of lupin green here, but no flowers yet. I think it's still a little early for that. Saw a lot of lupin blooming from Shaver Lake though. Just gotta wait another month for it to hit up here. I believe that's Kettle Dome. Something close to it. Looks like the mountain goes up higher behind it. Yep, there's another snowflower. More burned trees. Possibly another little stream here. So what's the significance of this point? That sign on the tree at the beginning of this clip might have been a hint. We're going into Kings Canyon now. Hay Meadow. Okay. I think I remember seeing that on one map. It was right above Hay Meadow, I thought. Here's the 5th stream. Stop to fill up my water bottle here. Feels good with the backpack off. Should only have about another mile to go. Okay, so that's Kettle Dome. Guess it even looks like a kettle. You got the dome up above, and then the spout right here. I think it was the spout I was looking at earlier, hence why the mountain goes up higher behind it. And while we're looking at domes, Tehipite Dome is right through there. Let's see if I can get a good look at it. There it is. Finally got a good look at it through the trees. Sure doesn't look like much from up here. Hopefully it'll look awesome from the valley. That should be Hay Meadow down there. Making our final descent, it looks like. Well, I think we're here. This is an obvious campsite. Although I'm kind of glad I've only got the one-man tent. There's not a whole lot of flat area around here. Got a nice view over to the meadow though. Not a whole lot of water around here, but I did cross a little stream that could be usable. You know, I thought that rock down there looked a little suspicious. All of a sudden it wasn't there anymore. Or it had moved. That's a bear. Okay, we're locked and secured. He doesn't seem to be coming this way, but that doesn't mean he won't. Must be finding lots of good stuff in the meadow. Put my spot transmitter on a log out here in the meadow. Hopefully it got out tonight. Bear's been moving around. Got a little bit closer, but more on the other side of the meadow. And he kind of disappeared around a corner. I think that's it there. Oh yeah, that's him. A little leery about cooking dinner. Afraid he might come for join me. Okay, I'm going for it. Bear disappeared, which almost worries me more. Let's hope he got his fill in the meadow. Had a choice of two things to cook for dinner tonight. My creamy garlic shells or potatoes and chicken. Figured the potatoes and chicken would take less time to cook, so I could get it done more quickly before the bear could come over. Now that he's gone, I'm cautiously cooking the garlic shells. Take a long time, like 11 minutes. Well, no more bear incidents to report. Everything's all put away. Still a little ways away from being dark. I think I'll go ahead and climb into bed anyway. See how flat of a spot I picked out. Alright, camp is secured. Got my day packs stuffed to the kill. Tent's all buttoned up. Ready to go meet Tehipite Valley. Never did hear any more from the bear last night, but I did hear a few other unusual sounds. One almost sounded like a dog barking. Sure it wasn't though. Don't think it was a coyote either. Sun's over there, but we're still in the shade here. Looks like this is the high point before we start the descent. I'd say it's about 5 minutes from camp, especially on the way back going downhill. Trail's okay so far. I expect it to get worse when it gets steeper. So far so good. Got kind of a steep downhill back there. That's going to be a grind going up, but it's fairly short. No views of Tehipite Valley yet. We do have another cluster of snowflowers. +2. I think I counted 27. There's a couple of small ones that are easy to miss, so count carefully. Or just enjoy. With this big mound of dirt lifting up, there could be even more. Not the best time of day to be shooting this, but there's the middle fork. Hopefully this will look better on the way back in the afternoon. That's Tehipite Dome there, kind of blocked by a tree. There, that's a little better. Still got one tree in the way. And the lighting's still bad. There's the Monarch Divide. Okay, now I think the descent is about to begin. Trail's a little steep in places, and in some places a little overgrown, but it's not hard to follow it so far. Down the first switchback. Crawling over this fallen tree got the pants a little black. Looks like I get to do it again down here. Though it's not quite as black down there. Trail's still holding up well. Slipped a couple of times, but the trekking poles have saved me. I wouldn't have fallen too far, just onto my keister. Dome's getting higher. It's getting steeper. And here come the leaves. Don't slip. Leaves definitely make things more interesting. Still easy to see though, and it's actually quite cool here in the shade. That'll help on the way out. Should be past the halfway point now. Came out of the leaf canopy and into the sun. Kinda hot. Some mountain lilac. Getting close. Okay, now that's an impressive dome. I've reached what I'm going to call Tehipite Exit. As it looks like from here, the trail gets pretty overgrown. So it's going to be a challenge to try to find my way forward. Hello, Middle Fork. I think it's safe to say we are here. All right, now we're talking. I just gotta find Silver Spray Falls. It's coming out of this canyon over here. The first part of the trail from that exit point to here is not terribly easy. It's gotten a little easier since. Pretty overgrown. Some pretty tall stinging nettle to whack down too. But it does kind of feel like Yosemite. Without the crowds, of course. Looks like one of the campsites here. Right next to a fork of the river. That's not all it. There also seems to be an abundance of this short pink lupin right here. And down you through the trees is Tehipite Dome. Just had a nice little rehydration break down here by the river. Cooling off my soda for later today. Ate some of my salty snacks. The dome's a little bit hidden by the trees, but you know it's there. National Weather Service said the high today was only supposed to get to 65. Yeah, it feels a little warmer than 65. Good thing there's an ice cold river down here to cool off in. Already done that once. Well, the bad news about Silver Spray Falls is I've reached the crossing of Crown Creek and still haven't been able to see it. The good news, though, is that this crossing doesn't look too bad. I'm going to give it a little dry run, then try it with some stuff. Well, I got some stuff across. It's deceptively deep right here, but not moving too fast. I think I found a slightly better route down here. The footing was a little bit better. I'll try that next. Success. We're all across. So in the end, it was more of a nuisance than a life-threatening situation. Just took a long time to shuttle everything back and forth. Now I gotta hustle, because now I should have a date with Blue Canyon Falls too. Well, there's some of Silver Spray Falls. Can't tell if that's all of it or not. It's being quite the teaser. It's not letting me get very close. You can sure hear it though. That's a little better. See a little more of the bottom out here. Ah, the sights of Tehipite Valley. Silver Spray Falls. Tehipite Dome. Little fork of the Kings River. think that might be the Gorge of Despair there. Not disappointing. Getting tired of this guy yet? How about him? Trail continues to be in good shape and easy to follow. Well, I am at the moment going upstream but downhill. I was expecting that though. Time for a little break by the middle fork. Why? Why not? What we're here to see, right? This should be the whole middle fork. No more braids. This is the Gorge of Despair. Would that make this the Falls of Despair? Why not? Seemed to have upset the local ant population. Found them crawling all over my stuff when I got up. So if one goes across the lens, you'll know why. There's Tehipite Dome. Pretty high above the middle fork right now. This should be Crystal Creek coming in over here, out of this canyon. Some water in it. Moving right along. That feels good, that breeze. Well, I've reached what may be an impasse for this trip. What I think is the trail is trying to cross this stream right here. Maybe that stream over there is in the trail. Just not sure, and I was concerned I wouldn't be able to make it up to Blue Canyon Falls in time, so maybe this is my sign it's time to turn around. Instead, I backtracked a little bit. I think I'll eat my lunch here at this very inviting looking pool. And go for a little dip too before I head on back. Well, that didn't go too well. Just as I was about to jump in, I got ambushed by the mosquito horde. So I'm going to pack up and head back and head lunch at the first place I see that's close to the big river. Yeah, this is more like it. No pesky mosquitoes down here to bother me. Got my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Salt and pepper chips. A little bit of Coke and Sprite combo left. In the middle fork of the Kings River. less calm down there. That should be Crystal Creek's canyon again. That's still Crystal Creek's canyon. Didn't see that on the way up. You make out the trail? It's tricky, but it's there. Made it back across Crown Creek safely. Made only 2 trips this time instead of 3 the last time. And the first time I carried everything except the electronics and only 1 trekking pole. In the other hand, I carried my boots. And to head down to the river one more time before we start up out of here. No silver spray falls from this side of Crown Creek. Just a big dome. Well, just like I'd planned, I'm in the shade right now. I'm hoping that'll make the climb out of here easier. Let's take one more good look at the cliffs. So have you ever been to a really nice restaurant, eaten an incredible dinner, great dessert? Life is good. And then the bill comes, and it's oh my gosh. Well, I've had my wonderful meal, figuratively speaking. And now it's time to pay the bill. I'm all geared up, got plenty of snacks left, about 3 liters of water. Bring it on. This part of the trail was the worst. Makes you second guess coming down here. Lots of stinging nettle and high bushes to go through. Other bushes with thorns. And if you push through and get out to the beach area where this campsite is, the rest is pretty easy. I think it's right after you get your first close-up view of the middle fork. Then you dive into the bushes. Hopefully I'm through most of them now. Alright, here's the exit. It's about 5:45. A little later than I'd hoped, but hopefully it'll be cooler. As if you didn't have enough to worry about with this trail being so steep. Down low you gotta watch out for poison oak too. I think the mosquitoes are following me up the hill. Doing okay. Climbed about half the elevation in an hour and 15 minutes. At this rate I should top out about 8:15. Should have plenty of daylight still remaining after that to get back to camp. Still going. Looks like I'm higher than the sun line on Tehipite Dome. If that means anything. I may be out of the leaf section now. Got about 800 feet to climb. There's the moon. Looks like I'll have some light. Should I get caught in the dark? I do have my headlamp though, too. All right. Made it to the viewpoint. Just ahead of sunset, as you can see up there. Some cautious congratulations are in order. Cautious because I'm not done climbing yet. Got one more little hill to climb to get back to camp. There is a benchmark here. That's getting pretty dark, probably hard to read it. No, I don't think it said Tehipite. Well, good night, Tehipite Valley. See you next time. Made it back to the tent. Got out the headlamp when I crossed the last hill. Alright, time for a quick dinner, then off to bed. Alright, we're all packed up, ready to head on out. Never saw the bear again. Just lots of what sounded like small tree branches falling or something in the night. Here's the little trickle that was my water source while I was here at camp. Not much, but just barely enough. Not exactly close to camp either. Like way around the meadow over there. There's the dome again. Time to say our last goodbyes. Back to the car we go. This is what I have marked as the 5th crossing. Stopped here for a nice little rehydration break and breakfast. Still not out of the national park yet though. Still got a ways to go. Now I'm leaving the national park. Boy, for all the ups and downs I've done so far, that's about the same elevation I was camped at. Back to the National Forest wilderness we go. So this is what I was calling Geraldine Creek on the way in. After consulting my map, apparently it does have a real name. This is Rodgers Creek. Good place for a foot soaking. Should be getting back to the main trail here fairly soon. Back on the main trail. Now we just got one more significant hill left, and a few little ones too. Okay, here's the high point. Still not all downhill from here, but at least it'll be mostly downhill now. Now exiting the wilderness. That climb back to this point wasn't very bad. Sure don't have all the pretty looping like we did last year when I did Tehipite Dome though. Yay, last trail junction. Should be less than 2 miles to go. And a lot of it downhill. And we're back. Still in my boots, but that's going to change pretty soon. Here's the final stats for the trip. Although I wouldn't believe that 40 miles an hour, I don't know where I got that from.